Yeah, dude, I had this fly that was flying around me the whole time we were talking in the beginning. It was driving me nuts. I don't know where they come from out here now. They're called helicopter flies. They don't actually land.
Uh,
They just fly around you in a big circle.
yeah,
But there's always those technical things that when you're having these conversations. Dude,
absolutely.
you killed it. I love where you went with this conversation. We have
Well,
so much
thanks.
in common in our style of basically, involving ourselves in community to create relationships and commerce. And you have an instinct that I developed, but I think it came from, a lot of our youth and where we came out of our youth and our expectations of ourselves. And these things really showed through.
Well, I appreciate that. I do. I think at times I still doubt myself on some of my abilities, which you would think the military would have crushed that or taken that away. But I think everyone, naturally, has hesitation for certain things. It's just a matter of whether or not you're going to, face that hurdle and get through it. I think one of the courses I took in the military, this is like the best course I ever took. It was it's called the SEIR course, SERE, Survival, Evasion, Resistance, and Escape. Every pilot was required to have this training if they were going to be, going overseas and if they got, shot down behind enemy lines and you're a prisoner of war and how to survive, that experience. And that course teaches you so much about yourself, and what you're capable of and, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And the training I got through that still sticks with me today. And I'm like, okay, nothing is as hard as that anymore. But I think it just teaches you to be resilient, no matter what comes your way, step back, just take a look at it, figure out, how do you get through it and then move on. There's still some stressful things in real estate, which I didn't think there would be, but I think I'm slowly starting to get past the point of where, okay, I can't please everyone. I'm going to do what I'm going to do. They may not like it. I got to get over
Mhm.
that. And rejection is huge. It really is. You just have to deal with it. I mean, fortunately
I,
for me, I'm hosting 2 open houses this weekend, and
yeah.
I'm looking forward to them. And, hopefully there's some good activity, but you just have to hope that people can just see who you are and say, yeah, let's try this guy out maybe.
Well, I think all those things that you mentioned, it just creates strength within you. And it dawned on me a couple months ago. I'm like, ding, nothing can stop you from what you want to do. You can learn anything. It's just you need the time to do it. And that creates that stress sometimes when you don't have the time or you haven't given yourself the time to learn. Now you're in this place of compression. Everything seems overwhelming. You're in white noise and you're not moving forward. But if you're honest with yourself enough to say, like, look, this is a goal of mine, but I'm going to give myself these 2 years to get there, but I'm going to take action now. That's what I think you and I have been saying along. It's like you have to do your homework. You have to believe in yourself. But you also have to be realistic and you have to take off these ceilings. One of the things for me was there was a ceiling in my past career. I was only going to go so far in that career. And even if I hit the top of it, that number was not enough for me to feel like I was going to dedicate my whole life to it. And as soon as I took the ceiling off my life and allowed it to be as big as it wanted to be, that's when this rush of like opportunity and possibility started coming into my life. And a lot of fear, like you said, I had to address, like, I don't know this yet. And I had to create an analogy in my head, like, oh, well, think about yourself like when you were in the military and you weren't that rank yet and you had to work your way up. Well, life's like that too. And we're going to have to work our ways up until we get to this place and understand that we got to do the coordinator's level to get to the manager's level, to get to the director's level in anything you're doing. And you can give yourself that time. Analogies really drive me in my daily. They keep me moving. I like, 10, I like no's. Because when I get no's, I go, well, 10 no's is a yes. So if I'm at number 8, I start
Yeah.
getting excited. Like, where's 9 and 10? Who are these people
Yeah.
that are going to tell me no? Because as soon as they're out of the way,
Yeah.
whammo, I get
Yeah.
something fall into my life. And the reason why I
Yeah.
believe it happens is like I leave space for that to happen. I don't tell myself it's not going to happen. I don't assume that these people's opinions are me. I just assume they're part of the business. And as somebody that's matured into it, I can accept that. I don't fit into everybody's life. I might fit into a percentage. And I realize like my personality type doesn't fit the whole world. It fits a certain segment of the world. And that segment is a number that I have to relate to when I'm marketing myself and creating relationships in my business. It's going to take a little longer because I'm not necessarily willing to work with this other personality type. And they may dominate in a bigger number, but I'm not in it to make money. I'm in this to have this quality of life, build around myself, be there like we were talking in the beginning for our mothers, for our wives, for our lives, and just allow this other thing to be a part of it too, but not the whole thing and not to value ourselves from it or to actually identify with it as who we are anymore. but just another piece in the idea of us being who we are every day.
It's well said. Well said.
Thanks, brother.
I
Yeah,
can't add to that.
well, you and I will figure out a way to later, bro. I'll talk to you real
Okay.
soon.
All right. Take care.